Breezie, Mo's Nose, Peachy, Fear the Dog. It's about that time, everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's Nose, Peachy, Breezy, and Fear the God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you nine and tall. We two gorilla, silverback, nah, silver
You know
horse.
it's busting the discussion cause we get it in. Every time you know we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win, the faithful going hard. It's Wayne Breezie, Peachy, Mo's Nose, and Fear the God. Let's get it.
Nitty gritty, this the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall. We outline players up in chalk. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall. Line is tall. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall.
What's going on, 49er faithful? To the Bay, the nitty gritty Niners Talk crew is here. It's Wednesday night. It's preview night. It's 49ers versus the Rams, Lambs, and all that good stuff. Welcome to the show. Shout out to everybody out there, the Breezy Bunch crew in full effect early. And my co-host on tonight, Peachy, is in the building, y'all. Make some noise. Peachy, what's going on? How's it hanging in there? You hanging in there on this Wednesday night, ready to preview the 49ers' next matchup, where they just don't seem to stand a chance. Like, I feel like no one's giving them a chance to win this game, you know?
It's crazy. I was listening to all the broadcasts, all the different things going around. Of course, you know, to listen to something on ESPN, you have to use other measures. You can't use the normal that you use. You can't use YouTube TV to watch ESPN. You can't, or any of those shows. So Get Up, First Take, none of that stuff. So I just went back and looked on YouTube, like after the shows and stuff, and nobody's really given the 49ers a chance in this one. From, you know, the Lambs getting their revenge to, you know, because they got embarrassed because, you know, how the game went down, or, you know, just because, you know, we're just completely too decimated at this point and all this other stuff. But I got news for you. I think that it's going to be a rejuvenated 49ers team. I think that they are going to go out there and have a really good game. I'm looking forward to it. It's not going to be an easy game, but I still think that we prevail. So.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a battle for sure. I mean, you got top teams in the division about to go at it. And like you just explained, the Rams are looking to get revenge because they lost the first game, you know, in Levi South. And now they're going to try to come up to Levi North and try to get a win. But, you know, like you said, you feel like the Niners are rejuvenated, you know, especially after the trade deadline where they made 0 moves. But you know what? We'll talk about that because I want to get your takes and thoughts on that. Guys, again, welcome to the show. We do appreciate you guys for joining us on this wonderful evening. We're going to be previewing the game. We're going to recap what we saw, our takes from last week against the New York Giants, and dive right into this matchup. First look at the Los Angeles Rams, who, after going through, I mean, they are a hot team. I mean, the power rankings is going to tell us that they are hot. They are tough. You know what it is? They're in sync. You know, they're just firing on all cylinders, offensively, defensively. But they still have weaknesses, and I think the 49ers can attack those weaknesses. Guys, make sure you like this joint. If this is your first time watching, please click on that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. The more subscribers, the merrier. All right, now if you want to support the channel, you can do it in various ways. They're listed right there on that ticker below, but you could just click on that join button and become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew, which we'll be doing some shout-outs very soon. So click on that Breezy Bunch button, join the crew, and let's get these shout outs going. You ready, Peachy? Let's shout out some of these Breezy Bunch members. Big Daddy Niners in the building saying, let's go. Matthew, I wanted to say Matthew, SF around and find out. That is fire, bro. Like, I don't know. Did you make that? I mean, can you make me something that's original? That is fire. He says, what's up, faithful? Smash that like button on the way in. Big Daddy says, let's cook these lamb chops grilled. Now, I'm grilling lamb chops. Like, you can pan sear. If you got one of those cast iron skillets, pan sear with the rosemary and the butter, and you dip the butter on. Oh, you're getting me hungry again.
I
was full
exactly.
for a second. Thank you, Big Daddy Niners. JP Hella Hard with the hashtag BB and the NGNT Nitty Gritty Niners Talk crew. You know what I'm saying? He says the silence of the Lambs is coming. I'm gonna save y'all early score predictions too, so we'll get to those. Niner faithful in the building. Says anyone going to this game? Not I, but maybe there are some people that is going to be going to this game. Let's see who else is in here. Shout out to everybody that's watching on the Facebook, man. You can support on Facebook as well for the low 99 cents per month. So you can subscribe to me there as well if you want. Ben, what's going on? This is my brother. He says, let's go, Bay. What's good, Ben? In the building. Chrissy, 1687 says, hello to the faithful. Dion, what's good, Breezy and Peachy? What's going on with you, Playboy? Hope all is well with you as well. We got our first super chat of the day. This is why I like Tommy is the most, what do you call this? Pessimistic?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
So it's pessimistic, realistic. We're getting destroyed. I like it. You got to put some context in there, though, Tommy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could make a song about how we're going to get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Because you are a phenomenal guitarist, musician out there. Howdy 49er, new member of the channel. Much prefer to beat the Rams as a severe underdog. It's far more humiliating. Ooh. Yeah. What do you think, Peach? Like, we are the underdogs. Right now, the NFL Network experts, wait till you see my video on that. I'm going to put that out probably when I get in bed at some point. But they got us. Is it 8-2?
Yeah.
Rams?
So we're the underdog, but the line is not by any means drastic. I mean,
it's 4 points.
Not right.
Yeah.
It's not out of control drastic or anything.
I mean, even though their predictions, there were close scores, right? Like it was
very
like
close. Yep.
24-21. Like,
just like
they were just giving the Rams the edge, I guess, because they're the home team. You know what I'm saying? Terror Dome in the building says these Rams can get got. Now he put got in capital letters, right? So do you know what initially just popped up in my head when I saw capital?
Game of Thrones.
Okay, just wanted to know if you understood. I was like, they can get Game of Thrones? Absolutely they could get Game of Thrones.
Yes, they sure can.
They can get Red Wedding right here in the Bay.
There you go.
Slashing them all. All the red. I'm not going to say what the red was, but the red wine.
Yes, there you
go. Red wine.
Good job. Yes.
Eddie G and the Bulldogs with our faithful NGNT in the building, 100%. 49er Media. Listen, I saw your picture on the internet, bro. You on the IR right now, man. Welcome to the 49ers, all right? Nigel, shout out to Nigel. He just gifted 5 memberships. Let's give Nigel a round of applause. Appreciate you. Now, please, if you were gifted a membership, like Tommy just said thank you, can you please put the thanks in here?
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? I would appreciate that. That
all
way I know.
Of you.
All 5. We got 1. I see 1 right now.
Right. So 4. There's 4 left.
FOMO. Shout out to Anthony.
Thank Nigel.
We got Anthony from. Is he from Australia? He says he's an Australian, and he says I hate the Rams. I don't know if you're in Australia now, but that'd be crazy, man. I appreciate you if you watch it, man. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Matthew says he missed on the page. I can't wait to get back on the wait. So it's weird because I realized I don't have Sunday. I still have Sunday ticket, but I don't have, what do you call that? Red Zone. Can I tell you how mad I am? Can I just, before we get into the show, right?
All right. So am I.
Now, I don't know if I need to blame YouTube TV or ESPN, but I am 44 years of age. Okay? I feel pretty damn old. Now, I've been watching ESPN since I was 2. Okay? And I ain't never had to pay for ESPN in my life. I mean, I paid cable and ESPN was included. Right. But I have this weird an issue with ESPN literally being 42 minutes away from my house. And I had to figure out how to get ESPN on Monday night. Now, what I started to do was go down there, but I realized that I would have been in jail. So Monday, I was searching on how to watch Monday Night Football because I couldn't watch it on YouTube TV, which I'm getting rid of, by the way. Like YouTube TV,
100%, it's gone.
It's gone. Like I can't get rid of you now.
Cheap credit, some $10 credit.
Oh, they gave us a credit. I ain't getting my credit.
You gotta.
Oh, I gotta do something to get credit.
Yes.
I gotta ask for credit.
Ask for credit.
Okay. All right.
Exactly.
All right. Oh, I forgot we're on YouTube. Damn. I take that back. My bad, YouTube. You know what? You can keep the $10, dog. You know, I'm still leaving y'all. No, I can't. You can't get rid of. First, I remember you, Peach. You know, I'm a huge Mets fan, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, for the longest of my life, I had SNY, and then it just disappeared off of the network. Like you had to pay for it because whoever I had for cable just wasn't providing it anymore. And I was just like, dang, like, what is going on? As much money, cable goes up, the streaming services have gone up, and I'm losing my. How do you lose ESPN? I don't get it. And now ESPN got freaking for $29.99 a month. You could get ESPN Unlimited. That's what happened. That's what I'm thinking would happen. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's YouTube TV. That's why I'm taking it back. Sorry, YouTube TV.
Yeah, they want to have their own entity outside of everything else. It's probably not going to be the last one that they wind up just being a standalone for.
Yeah,
it's just the beginning. I have a feeling that it's gonna be quite a few of them. But let me tell you about this, Breezy. Okay, so Sunday, you know, I'm used to getting up watching, you know, Sunday morning countdown, you know, whatever, with the fellas, Alex Smith and the guys, you know, watching that. Didn't have it at first, you know, and then we fixed it. But the whole point is that I was flipping over and watching NFL Network. Man, their coverage is so
terrible, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, I realized that.
It was so sorry that my nephew's like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
He went and jumped on that Fubo. It was like, yeah, we're gonna have to grab this Fubo real quick because I can't do this NFL Network, man.
It's Jerry says I'm gonna go back to sailing the Black Seas. I like first and Niner Faithful saying is Disney, and it can't it could be Disney. It is Disney for the simple fact that they want you to pay for the streaming service. You think this is messed up? I mean, Prime is taking over Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
You got to, in order to watch that, because that used to be on NFL Network, remember?
That's right.
And so, I mean, and Monday Night Football might be exclusive only on Peacock. I just think it's the streaming services. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, so wait a minute, you just shitted on Disney and then talk about YouTube. No, so what I had to do was I had to call Hulu. Right now, Hulu has a package too. So Hulu,
they do.
And I was paying for. I have the package where you get Disney, ESPN, and what's the other one? Hulu, ESPN, Disney. That's it.
That's it.
Just the three. But they had me. They were pulling. I was paying for an older version of the package. I was getting like ESPN Select. So I was getting like the special shows that came on ESPN, not the actual unlimited. Mm-hmm. They have for the same price the ESPN Unlimited package. If you had the trifecta, it's still $30-$40 a month, but I was already paying that, so it just made sense. But it took me. I missed the whole game trying to figure out how to watch the game. And I'm so out of the Fire Stick realm. Like I forgot how to do that. I'm not even in that realm no more because I got hooked on.
Yeah, me too. I did that years ago. I was way like into the Fire Stick stuff and all the extra stuff that comes with the Fire Stick. And since we're live, we'll leave it at that. But I had it all set up and it was fine. And then I can't remember how to do any of it. I
forgot.
I have no idea.
I just download the apps on the stick.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
So it was right.
When you type in Fire Stick, I already knew what you meant. Just know that we know what you mean, but I'm not gonna call you out. So 49er Jeff says soon will be. Can you imagine streaming the Super Bowl and how pissed off this world would be.
It's really crazy.
I can't even get my Fire Stick remote to work. There's no way you're gonna make me. My remote just started working. Like it just turned off and on. I changed the batteries. I'm over the Fire Stick.
It's literally just really aggravating me. Guys, here's something that you do not understand about Breezie. Another reason why he's frustrated is because Breezie refuses to pay for anything by the month.
Oh yeah! I messed that up too because I saw the yearly subscription, so I put on the year because I don't want no bill, so I just want to pay it off.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so I clicked here, and then I read it, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this is just for Hulu." I was about to get rid of ESPN like November 26th. Like, no. Then they wouldn't let me change it, and so I had to call in and get a rep to fix it for me. Guys, moral of the story is, F the NFL and all these networks that's doing this to us, man. All we do is try to support these teams. We got the Monday night game coming up against the Carolina Panthers in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And I would have been damned if I couldn't watch that game. As much as y'all know how much we love the 49ers here. But it's just football. Monday night is football. That's a staple.
It's just a tradition. It's
a tradition.
What you do.
Yeah,
like Sunday
man.
night football. Like it's the same, no matter who's on. Like you're going to watch it. They do. Tanya, I don't know whether she's in here or not, but she told me about this thing called a super box that I have to look into. And
you know who's good at this stuff?
About.
Mike too. Mike is good at this stuff.
Well, we're going to figure it out. Sin, you're right. We are getting robbed. We're really getting robbed. We're already getting robbed because it's not like it was back in the old school when everything was just on like TV. Now you have to have.
Back in the day,
this streaming service to do this, and this streaming service to do this, and this one to do this, and this one to watch this.
I'm gonna need the second wave of COVID to come back because when COVID was here, you could get streaming service for $2.99.
Exactly.
I was paying $1.99 for Hulu. Now I'm paying $39.99 for Hulu. I had Stars for 99 cents. Now I'm paying $99.99. Like I'm trying to figure out. They got me. They got me.
Who you telling, JP? Because this was my go-to for a long
time. I don't even know what that is. But guys, for those that are just watching the show, we just had to go on the rant because it was so hard to watch Monday Night Football as fantasy football, gurus couldn't watch the game. And I know there were ways, but I wanted to be on the streaming wave. Like not the other streaming wave where you lag behind a little bit longer. You know, now you got to turn on a VPN and then man, I ain't got time for that shit. Just pay. I'm already paying you $99 a month. YouTube, you need to be kicking me back $39.99 for no ESPN and no NFL Red Zone.
Some $10.
$10. Talk about $10. Peachy, give me a takeaway from this past game when the Niners demolished the New York Giants. Wasn't on national TV, so it wasn't on ESPN, so you probably got a chance to see it. But give me a takeaway from the game, just overall, your overall takeaway.
I watched it because I have the Sunday ticket. Thank goodness it was available on there.
That's the only reason why I haven't canceled YouTube, because I feel like if I cancel, they're gonna get rid of my Sunday ticket, and then I will be in federal prison. Yep.
I got you. Wow. There was this game was really awesome. I actually was like impressed with so much. I actually was impressed with the very unpopular Jawan Jennings in this game. I felt like he had a really good game. I feel like that his ribs are doing a whole lot better. His movement was great. He was jumping around. He was bouncing. He was jumping a bit. Like he was, reaching for the balls. That you could tell that he really made a massive effort in this game. So I was very, very impressed with his play in this game. One thing that I was not impressed with was the fact that you forgot that Jackson Dart is a bullet. And I think people forgot about that. what he can do. So that was what I was least impressed with in this game. Was that?
Yeah, I mean, I come into this game. The Niners, they were going to struggle against him if he ran. So I like, it wasn't surprising to me because I was prepared for it. He's Russell Wilson like, and he's slippery in the pocket. And if you're covering down the field and he sees space, he has the cognitive ability to say, hey, I can make a defensive lineman miss and I'm going to take off and run. So you had a few explosive runs. But I tell you what, on a couple of those runs, he took some licks, man, because Taylor Bethune rocked him at least on 2 to 4 runs I saw on film. I was like, God dang, how he get up? But, you know, and I thought they were both clean hits. I did see the hit. Let's talk about that play that got the unnecessary roughness call. Now, live, I didn't see it the way it was. Like, people were like, oh, that was a bad call, that was a bad call, that was a bad call. And then I watched the replay of the game, and I was like, no, it wasn't a bad call. The helmets made contact, and I could see, luckily they didn't call targeting, and he got ejected from the game. But because he didn't lead with the head, they only called unnecessary roughness because the helmet's connected. That, to me, was the right call. You can't go helmet to helmet. It doesn't matter if they're a runner or a non-runner. You just can't go helmet to helmet on any player in the NFL. And now, after watching the game, unless they did some crazy editing on the replay, that was helmet to helmet. So I thought that was the right call. I thought he was running and didn't give himself up as a runner, and he, you know, you can hit the runner, and they just called late hit or whatever. But no, I thought that was the right call. I thought it wasn't a bad call. You talked about Jawan Jennings. I just wanted to talk about 5 targets, 4 receptions, 41 yards, had the touchdown, had the play. Now, I thought the missed call was the pass interference call on him.
That would have been a touchdown.
That would have. I don't know if it would have been a touchdown, but I would say it would have been, at least the Niners should have gotten the ball at the 1-yard line. The Niners were 4 for 5 in the red zone, so that was very impressive. They were 80%, but they would have been 5 for 5 had the refs called pass interference like they should have on that play. And so that messed up their perfect red zone streak, in my opinion, and the Niners had to do what they had to do. But overall, I'm with you. I thought the game was great. I thought they controlled the tempo. I thought they ran the ball well. 159 rushing yards in this game, 108 rushing yards from Christian McCaffrey. You had the 2 rushing touchdowns, one from McCaffrey, one from Brian Robinson Jr. What were your thoughts on B-Rob when you saw him get that nasty 16-yard touchdown run, the angry run where he ran over number 2? He was just like, get out my way. Bam! Trucked
Who should have won, by the way. But
should have won. Should have. He
angry run.
Oh, so he didn't win it.
Because Kyle Brandt, you know, put the angry thing.
Yeah,
up
but who won it? That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
I don't know who won it. I have no idea. I didn't even check out that.
I didn't know they had the winners yet, but I know he's a nominee. Yeah.
But on there, you know, like whenever he retweets one and has the angry thing on it. So I was really happy about that because that was an amazing run. Also, shout out to the special teams, man. I think that might have been my next surprise. That was they were really good.
Special teams is getting better by the week because I think the continuity on special teams like is there. Like the coaching is there. Now it's more like, all right, offense has their players, defense has their players. These are my players. I think the issue when you have hiccups on special teams is when Brant Boyer loses his players to go to the offense or the defensive side. And now it's like the next man up on special teams has to replenish that. And then the continuity's not there and you get hiccups. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I agree with you. Niner Faithful wants to know my thoughts. Not Peachy's thoughts, but he already knows my thoughts because he watches every show that I do. And I know, did I curse on the overreaction show? I can't remember. But all I know was this pissed me off. Well, I mean, you were there, so I can't remember what I said. But I know this pissed me off. And I think the thing that made me most pissed off about this was that he gave up on the play.
Yes.
And I did watch it again. And I'm glad you said that. I watched it in live, like the game, and then I watched it on film. And at the end of the day, I think what Demo thought, two things happened. Number one, I think Demo, I really thought this was his worst game.
Yeah.
And I think both touchdowns should have been on him. But I think that Demo felt like he hit him hard enough to jar him out of to hit him out of bounds.
Yeah.
And that's when you saw him give up. And when he saw Theo keep moving, it was like, oh, shoot. And so you can't play like that.
Right.
So the aggressiveness was there, but he didn't finish the play. Mm-hmm. And I'm expecting Demo to finish the play. And I think because he didn't finish the play, and finishing the play means just either tackling him or getting him out of bounds. I don't care if the dude is 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", whatever. I don't care. You are a football player, and I done seen the biggest motherfuckers get broke down by the littlest cats in football. Yeah. I just don't think Demo put it all into that play to prevent that touchdown. Now, it was the first touchdown he gave up this season. So let's see how he responds to these Rams. But that play really pissed me off. Luckily, like you said, the offense was able to match the energy and come back out there, drive down there, and get the touchdown. So, it changed up a lot. But that still pissed me off, Niner faithful. I don't know why. And I think the second one pissed me off even more because I really felt like Demo was lost and he didn't know what to do on that play. Like he didn't know who to cover, his area of zone to cover. Like it'd be so weird. Like
weird.
It'd be weird.
It was definitely like just missed assignments all around on that one. That was a bad one. Your boy Minajee won angry runs, Breezy.
Oh, yeah, from the Bears. Yeah, he runs hard. Yeah. That dude runs hard. Not gonna lie.
So let me bring up this being nitty gritty, and this is when I get to say things that might not be out of the whatever. Do you think that Demo's mentals, what he had going on with Ray, because apparently they had these battles like through the game? Do you think that maybe that may have had something to because Demo, man, it was unlike him, especially on that second one.
Nah, because Ray was a non-motherfucking factor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was a non-factor. Now, that was Theo Johnson.
Yeah.
Now, I know Mike on the BAM show earlier said that, Demo shouldn't have been covering a tight end. Sometimes I don't think Mike be understanding football, even though I know I said it. Because Demo's responsibility was the right side. So whoever goes out to that field that's gonna go out, that's where Demo has to cover. That's what zone defense is all about. It's all about spacing. They're not in man. So Demo reacted a little bit late and he played the angle right, but he didn't hit right. Like he played it. He was just soft on the finish. It was all about the finishing. I don't think what you're saying, I don't think that affects him in his play. I think he still plays big. I just think it was some miscommunication stuff going on for real out there, like between him, Malik, Mustafa. Now they gave the touchdown up to Stout, and I was like, what? When? But I really think both of those touchdowns were on Demo.
Yeah. Theo's a big boy, so you gotta make sure that when you get him, that you really get him.
I just know that Demo needs to rebound. Mm-hmm. I know he's not giving up touchdowns, but he's been getting penalties.
Yes.
And he's just
against the Rams, he got some crazy penalties.
Yeah, we talk about week 5,
in that
right?
Game, yes.
Yeah, so I just need Debo to get his head in the game. Like, I understand he likes to jar social media, whatever, and I'm not telling him not to, whatever like that. It's kind of cool. But at the end of the day, like, you got to put up. If you're going to jar, you got to back that shit up. So if you're going to talk trash, make sure on the football field, you talk, you holding it down. I mean, shout out to Demo. He does have the team's only interception. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give that to him. But I just need him to be the captain of this defense. He is the main guy out there right now.
Gotta lock in.
Gotta lock in. Felicia, what's going on? She says, what's good, faithful? Lambs week, time to tear they ass again. Now, last time we played them, we won.
It was like 26-23 or something.
Yeah, it was
close.
It was
kind of like this one's probably gonna be too close.
Yeah, like the last time we played them, it was 26-23, and somebody kicked the field goal. You know what I mean? But yeah,
we didn't have Kittle in that game, did we?
We did not have George Kittle in that game.
I think that right there, I think that might be.
Well, let's talk about that. Well, let's talk about it. So offensively, you get George Kittle back, but you also lose Fred Warner defensively.
Yep.
So I feel like it kind of like balances itself out. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Let's talk about some of the stuff. 49ers, they're not opening up Ayuk's 21-day window. I just want to know what your take on that is. You know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts? Like, do you feel like he's going to play this year if the window isn't opening now? I mean, I know you said some interesting stuff, so I'm just curious to know, like, what are your thoughts on that?
So I feel like that if Ayuk even plays, that the window will open up before our bye week. Mm-hmm. And if he does play, I think it'll be after the bye week. So
week 15.
Mm-hmm. If he plays. And that's just for him to be right. Because I honestly do not think that he is even healthy enough. There's a possibility we may not see Ayuk this year.
Yeah. It's a possibility. Listen, it's a possibility. I'm not going to sit there and say it's not a possibility.
All right.
I mean, do we need him? Is the question. It's almost like I feel like the 49ers have put themselves in a position where I know they're 6-3, and I know that can flip real quick. But if they continue to find ways to win, this might be one of those seasons where you just chalk it up and be like, all right, BA, you could fully take the season off.
I don't feel like we do. And the reason why that I say that we don't is because I don't want Ayuk to come back too soon. I don't want him to come back and then have a setback. You know what I'm saying? I would rather Ayuk be 100% completely medically cleared, meet all of his marks, everything that he's got to meet first, even if it costs him the whole season. Because, you know, it would kill me if he went out there and had some kind of setback and then he couldn't even start the season next year. So I'm just not with that.
So like, all right. So the thing is, he's on the PUP. He's not. His window has not been open. It's going to be a time calculated thing. I do feel like if he comes back and you calculate him, you got two options. Option number one, he goes on the IR for the remainder of the season and doesn't play. Option number two, he goes to the active roster, but now you got to get rid of somebody. So the thing is going to be what is going to be best for the 49ers. Now, he can have a setback if he takes off and comes back next year. Like, setbacks are setbacks. They're going to happen when they're going to happen. I don't feel like you're rushing. I mean, if he's cleared to play, I don't feel like it's a rush back. Setbacks happen in practice. Setbacks can happen. Like Yetur Gross-Matos was practicing, and then he had a setback for his hamstring injury. Now he's on the IR. So they can happen whenever. I just feel more. I would feel more comfortable if he just had more time. 3 knee injuries on the one knee, like that's severe to me to be ready to come back. Now, apparently he's been running, he's been doing all the stuff you can do without, like, you know, legally breaking the contract of being on the PUP or whatever. He can't practice with the team, but he's been doing like individual workouts, running on the sideline, things like that. And so, yeah, those things happen, but none of that matters. I talk about football speed, football shape, football this. Like Ty says, at this point, if Ayuk comes back this year, he still isn't going to be ready, a.k.a. game ready. Like, he's still not going to be ready. So, yeah, like, it's going to take time. That's why, like Peachy said, if he comes back in week 15, you got 16, 17, and 18. That's 4 weeks to kind of get into football shape and to make a push, during the playoffs. So it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Now, Kyle Shanahan said, I'm pretty confident that he is going to eventually, as far as coming back. Now, that you can take that however you want. Like, duh, right? At least open up his practice window. We'll talk about it being week to week right now. So right now, opening up the practice window is week to week. So we're just still waiting until he's ready. That's from Kyle Shanahan. And,
once you open up the practice window, you have 21 days.
Correct. To either
activate them
or
to
season ending.
Kick him out.
Well, not kick him out, but put him on
season ending
IR.
You know what I mean.
Nah, you got to be specific.
Okay.
Yeah. Because these people will be like, kick him out. Kick him out of where? Where you kick him out to? You can't trade him because trade deadline pass.
Season ending IR is what I mean. That dude shredded his knee.
Yeah, I thought that was a illegal hit too, by the way. That's just me.
Like almost every solitary ligament that he had in that knee had to be replaced. There was this physician that was talking about it on social media not too long ago. Mm-hmm. And they looked at his stuff and they were just shocked that he would even be able to play this year at all because, that was bad. That was about as bad as probably around the same thing that Bowman did. Whenever he did what he did.
I think he tore 2 ligaments in his knee. How
long Bowman was out because, recovering from that.
Yeah, I think he tore 2 ligaments in the knee, and I think Ayuk tore 3. So, yeah, they were bad.
Exactly, yeah. So
and Bowman was never the same.
Never the same. You're right.
But to be fair,
they
play different. Bowman had to play sideline to sideline. That's more wear and tear on the knees than running straight up and down the football field. So I just, but Ayuk is a route runner, so.
Right. I was going to say, though, running the routes, though, that's a lot of,
That's a lot of stop,
that's
go.
Different. Yes.
Yeah.
A lot
like
of
hard
knee
planting
bending.
the foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Like, I don't know. Me personally, if I'm just the type of person, if he's cleared to play and he can play, I say let him play. If there's a setback, then you live with the setback. Because
one thing about it, Breezie,
you can still play him.
100%.
Hold on. You can still play him, Peachy. And if you feel like, and then if there is a setback, you put him on IR.
Yeah.
Opposed to opening up the practice window, saying he's, whatever, and then you got to put him on IR anyway. So, like, there's still ways. There's so many ways around it. Go ahead and say what you was going to say. I'm sorry. I just wanted to finish that.
No. That's fine. I was just going to say one thing about it, like death and taxes, is Breezie will never conform to how he feels about these players being out there.
Oh, they need to play football.
If they could play.
If they clear to play, they could play. Like, I don't care. Like, Brock, as soon as Brock's toe swells down, his ass need to be out there. Like, I want my best players on the football field. It's just a game of football, Now, the 49ers may be in a situation to where they don't need their best players, and that's why I was saying, okay, well, shut Brandon Ayuk down, shut Brock Purdy down, and shut Ricky Pearsall down. Because to me, Ricky Pearsall got the weirdest injury out of all of them. At least we know Brandon Ayuk shredded the knee. At least we know Brock has some weird version of this turf toe from outer space, right? And as far as Ricky Pearsall, what the hell is wrong with him? We know it's a knee injury, but if it's not an ACL, what is it? Because at this point, it's like, bruh, he ain't even practicing, Peachy. So man, so it's gonna be some interesting talk. Now the 49ers on Monday has Santi Samuel Jr. coming in for a scheduled visit. Now he's returning from a neck injury, but everybody happy, but it's a neck injury. So what we happy for? Because the doctors cleared him to play. So I just want to make sure y'all understand it's a neck injury. No, I'm just saying, like, he's coming in,
I wanted him in the draft. And let me tell you, when I was happy about it, I literally had people reaching out talking about, we remember when you just flipped out when the 49ers did not draft him in the
I know, right?
I wanted him in the draft. They're like, I still remember you guys' show where you just went ballistic because the 49ers could have taken him and they didn't take him.
I don't even remember who I'm not even going to go back to who we took in drafts anymore because at this point, I'm all about this team right now. But you're right. He was definitely a high commodity. And the Niners just didn't. I think we still had Jimmy Ward at the time. I can't remember who we had. And they just didn't go that route. I mean, in hindsight, yeah. You know, Hot Sauce is watching on X right now, and he asked the question, is Brock's injury going to lose his spot? And the same with BA.
No.
So I'm not, I want to make sure I understand the question. Do you mean like lose his spot for good? Is that what you're asking? Because I think Brock's injury his spot isn't lost, but right now this is Mac Jones' job.
Right, of course, because he's not out there. But my
because
whole thing
he's not out there
is that I would like him to clarify that too. Because is he talking about permanently? Because
yeah,
there's no way. Even if they wanted to, do it, the $200 and something million tells you that you can't.
I can't get
paid.
What is it, $55 million a year?
Can't.
I mean, you can. Look, there's so many ways they could go about this, right? I let me just make this clear. I want healthy Brock playing football. I want healthy Brandon Ayuk playing football. I don't want to trade any of those guys. I don't see anybody taking Brandon Ayuk's spot. The only person that may have had an opportunity to take Brandon Ayuk's spot is hurt.
Exactly. It's
so
not even practicing.
One hurt guy not taking another hurt guy's spot. It's just not happening. Now, if Jordan Watkins can learn how to run routes, and whatever. As a rookie, had a phenomenal catch, ran a phenomenal route.
Oh my God.
Right? Phenomenal catch in that Giants game.
I was going to ask you about that, Breezy. So since you're the film guru, did it look as good on film as it did watching?
First of all, Mac
TV?
Jones shouldn't have threw that ball. Let me just tell you this right now. Like, this motherfucking Mac Jones threw the ball in the double coverage, but he threw it to only a place where Jordan Watkins can make a catch. Now, I'm starting to see Mac throw into some super tight windows. I'm talking like tight windows.
He had that one to Kittle.
Yeah, right. Last week in Houston, right. He's throwing the ball into some super tight windows. That ball should not have been thrown. If that defense was any better, they would have picked that pass, but they weren't, thank God. And so, what a catch, though. Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, that was an amazing catch.
Ooh.
Rick Diaz, what's going on, baby? He says, Wayne Breezie, I've been wondering about CJ West. Excellent question. I call him the tank, number 99. CJ West, what's going on with this? Now, look, these guys are injured, and they're playing still. And he's a rookie. And so, yeah, do I want to see my rookies out there? Yeah, but they got to be healthy.
Right.
Now, he broke his hand, a finger, a thumb, something, whatever. And him and Kalia Davis, I believe they're still recovering. I'm not getting anything from the guys up front. They all are trash. And except for, not trash, but they all aren't good. Except for maybe Jordan Elliott. And Jordan Elliott starts hot and then finishes cold. So that's because he's not a full game player. He needs to be rotated in and out. I like CJ West. I just think CJ West is still learning, conditioning. It's hard. Let me be clear. It's hard for rookies because rookies don't get breaks. Those guys are coming from their bowl games, and then they go to the Senior Bowl, right? And then from the Senior Bowl, they go to the Combine, and then from the Combine, they go to rookie mini camp, and for rookie mini camp, like there's no breaks for those guys. Those guys are running out of gas at some point. You know what I mean? Even the first round picks. Just think about it. Name one time this year. Well, never mind. But the only time this year you heard a name Abdul Carter was against the 49ers because he caught the fumble.
That's right.
I ain't heard that cat name all year long.
Wild.
Almost forgot he played for the Giants.
Yes.
Number 51. He did nothing. But he just happened to be in the right place at the right time when Brian Burns forced that fumble.
Now, because Abdul Carter was highly, highly touted, and you're right. The first time that I've heard of his name was Sunday.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, that's why I'm saying, and this is the injury I think that Pearsall has, is the PCL injury, right? Which is funny because you would think the PCL isn't as severe as the ACL.
Right, exactly.
But I guess because the PCL isn't fully torn now, Ayuk tore P, A, and M. He tore 3 of the ligaments. Now, I don't know. We don't know the severity of this injury. It's not been told to us. It's just a PCL injury. That's it.
Yep.
We don't know the severity of it. Well, clearly it's bad because he ain't practicing.
Exactly.
So we have to kind of put that in our own brain, So, Ashanti Samuel Jr. coming in, the 49ers, should they sign him, PG? This is my question to you.
Yes.
Okay. There it is. Yes. It's just a yes. It is what it is. What do you guys think? Should they sign Asante Samuel Jr.? Come in, or is this the Upton? I mean, they're believing in Upton Stout as the nickelback. You know what I'm saying? Ty says yes. PG said yes. I agree. I think the secondary is weak, but I think the secondary is weak at the safety position. Can he play safety?
That I don't know.
Because he's a smaller guy too.
Right.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
Just Pocket says depends on the injury. Is he going to be a Verrett-like case? I mean, he's cleared. He's been medically cleared. So, but people, when I say players are medically cleared and it's their 49ers, nobody want them to come back on the football field until 5 years from now. But when you get a player that's not a 49er that's medically cleared, just sign him up. Sign him up. Sign him up, baby. Sign him up. Let's talk about this practice report. We're going to get to the practice report because what's so funny?
You?
I don't know what's so funny. I don't get it because I know when I say, you know what I'm saying, I say, yo, like if these guys are medically clear, let these guys rock. And, but if it's a non-49er, we want to sign him. We want to sign him, 5-year contract. You know what I'm saying? $2 million, 5-year contract. All right, here's the practice report for the San Francisco 49ers as far as today. Now, let me just clarify that there is no one on the injury report for the Rams. Just want to make sure everybody understands that the Rams are healthy. Yes. Not even Puka Nacua ribs are on that practice report, all right, on the injury report. But here we go. Ben Barch, full participation, Peachy. Let's start there. Ben Barch, full participation. Is he activated this week back to the 53-man roster?
Yes. He will play against the Rams.
So, name to me your starting 5 on the offensive line.
Oh, God.
I'll give you Trent Williams.
And it'd probably be McKivitz.
So Trent Williams, McKivitz. Okay, those are your tackles. Who you going with guard? If Ben Barch is back, who you going with guard? You going Barch and Pooney, right?
Oh, yeah, Pooney definitely, yeah.
Okay, so you got Barch and Pooney, and then at center, because it sounds like Jake Brendel is going to return. I'm just curious to know, do you bring Brendel back or do you let Matt Hennessy?
No, you keep Matt Hennessy out there.
Yeah, I think the 49ers just run the ball better with Matt Hennessy. Like I think it's like look at this. Shay Martin says no.
No.
I agree. So the good news, that's cool because no more Nick Zakel. Yes. Jake Brendel would be your emergency center, backup center, which is good. So now you got a starting center as the backup. Mm-hmm. Zakel goes back down to the practice squad. Ben Barch comes back, and then you got the starting offensive line minus Jake Brendel that should have been in the first place. Like, this is what I think you wanted. Yep. Now, I'm hoping Ben Bartch doesn't take long to get back into football shape. I think. And then you got Spencer Burford. God forbid something happens to any of your tackles. You got your swing tackle, right? So Burford, I think Austin Pleasance, I think is still there. So we'll see. Ty says, can we trade McKivitz for someone else? Put Brendel in this spot. Can't be any worse. Joking. See the difference. So I like McKivitz. And I know you're joking, but I gotta talk about this. I like McKivitz. He just struggles against the speed. Okay, right. Jake Brendel won't even look to block. So I'd rather the guy that struggles with the speed opposed to the guy that's gonna be just standing there and say, "Oh yeah, you good, go ahead." Like he's right there.
He's the one that watches the grass grow.
Yeah. Just Pocket says if Brendel is healthy, he is starting. I know. We know.
We know. It's just wishful thinking. And we know that Jake Brendel is the favorite for Forrester. Like, we literally all know that. And we know what's going to happen. Just wishful thinking in a dream for like a night. So that we can just dream of a world where it doesn't happen. But we know it's going to happen.
Whatever, but Tatum Bethune. Let's go back to the rest of the full participators. Jawan Jennings, Mac Jones, Darrell Luter Jr. I forgot Darrell Luter Jr. was here. I forgot he wasn't even playing.
I know, me too.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So Darrell Luter Jr. Now did not participate. Christian McCaffrey, Ricky Pearsall, Trent Williams. Those guys won't practice on Wednesday for the rest of their life.
Right. Those are just rest days, yeah.
Yeah, for the rest of their life, they won't practice.
Yeah, it's rest
you know what I'm saying? Whatever. All right, Breezy, just looked up Rams practice report. Jordan Whittington did not practice. Darius Williams, cornerback, was limited. All right, let's pull up the practice report. Maybe what I had earlier wasn't official, and so let's pull up the Rams practice report. Let's get it out here. Rams practice report. I prep my shows very early throughout the day, so if I don't get no updates. All right. Let's say we looked it up. It says did not practice. Darius Williams was limited, but guess who's not on the practice report? Puka Nacua.
Of course not.
Yeah. Well, so he has a chest injury, so he's on the injury report, but it's not saying what he did at practice on today.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up while you're talking.
Does that make sense? It doesn't say what he did. It just says Puka Nacua, chest, and then blank. So that's interesting. That's interesting. But thank you for that, Niner Faithful. Appreciate that. All right, far as the Ricky Pearsall, and we talked about him. I don't know, man. Maybe we don't see him till after the bye week. If this PCL injury is.
Maybe him and IU come back at the same time.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, so, according to Schefter, Rams head coach Sean McVay, I don't know how he wrote this. Oh, he put McVay twice. I was like, what? Okay, told reporters that wide receiver Puka Nacua should be good to play Sunday versus the Niners despite his rib injury.
There it is. I want all wide open passes where he got to go up for the ball.
Yes, he's got to exactly. Where he's got to reach.
Good coverage from the Niners defense. Who did I forget anybody? We forget anybody? Oh, Bryce Huff limited, Tatum Bethune limited, and Brock Purdy limited, and D Winters limited.
Bryce Huff expects to play out of his own mouth.
Yeah, well, what does the team expect him to play? Like,
Right, exactly. But yeah, out of his own mouth, though, he said that he expects to be out there.
Bryce Huff needs 4 more sacks in order for that 5th round pick to become a 4th round pick.
I know.
I think the Niners gonna make sure he don't play. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think they'll let him play as soon as he gets 7 sacks. He gonna have a hairline fracture in his hair or something like that. Like something gonna set him down for a few more weeks. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. Yeah. I'm just playing with you guys. All right, so that's the practice report. Far as roster moves, they signed defensive lineman Andrew Farmer II to the practice squad, released Stone Blanton from the practice squad. So just regular standard practice squad moves. They did not deviate Cleveland Farrell yet. So he's not back on the practice squad. Yep. yet, or demote, excuse me, yet. But he's also not signed to the active roster. So just stay pat because this guy had a phenomenal sack. He also had an offsides, had a missed tackle. Mm-hmm. He had a mid-game, but that sack was amazing because
that was an awesome sack.
Yeah, I don't know how he didn't force him to fumble that ball, though.
Yeah.
I think he was trying, in his head, Peach, he was trying to get like the hit, so that way he don't get a penalty.
Right, to make sure that he took him down the right way because you had to be so careful. You have to treat them with kid gloves all the time.
You can't land on them. You know what I'm saying? Like quarterbacks are fragile. So yeah, I think that's what that was. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like. I loved it. I loved his motor and his intelligence to not give up on the play. And that was the difference. You saw Cleveland Farrell not give up, and you saw Demo kind of like give up.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Just something to stand pat. All right, let's get to the trade deadline. I got to get Peachy's thoughts on the trade deadline because the 49ers didn't make any moves. And I want to know how Peachy felt about that. Everybody probably knows how I feel about it, but Peachy, what were your thoughts? Were you angry? Were you happy? Were you like what emotions were going on through your mind when 4 p.m. hit?
So I had two different emotions. The first emotion was I was extremely angry, and then I had to think about this 49ers team. And I saw it today, as a matter of fact. Basically in layman's terms, we did our due diligence. We talked to these teams. They wanted too much. We weren't willing to give up this. They wanted a second. We weren't willing to give them a second for this player. And then, and the thing is, like, I'm not even talking about the Bengals because the Bengals are very trifling, and that's why they're stuck where they are with a player that they're going to lose in the spring for nothing when they didn't have to. So, but as far as the Jets, apparently, Kyle said that they tried to get Johnson, but the Jets wanted too much. That they, so I guess we probably offered them a third, I would say, and they weren't willing to take it, or second, or hell, who knows? This is 49ers. It could have been a fourth. Who knows? But I was upset because I feel like when you have a massive need, and we definitely have a massive need on this line where we really need some reinforcements because you just keep having injury after injury. And I really thought that after this injury, this latest injury to our rookie, that they would be just, aggressive and, whatever. It's like Jay Glazer was like really shocked that didn't, because he just knew that that's what the 49ers were going to do, that they were going to, shore up the weak spots that we had and, do that. But they didn't do it. So I was quite upset about the situation.
Yeah, I can understand the faithful being upset. The Niners, they made some moves prior, before the actual deadline hit at 4 p.m., but not really going after, I guess, an X factor. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what the faithful was looking for, like some type of an X factor. Now, I understand they were in on a guy like Jermaine Johnson, but I just don't think a second round pick for him, I don't think he was an X factor. I think he would have just been another piece like a Bryce Huff or, one of those guys. And they only gave up a fifth for Bryce Huff. So I know for a fact they weren't giving up a second for Jermaine Johnson, who doesn't have the production, and he's coming off the ACL injury. Now, so I'm not mad at that. I guess my take was they could have possibly looked to, I guess, shore their future up. It would have cost them some draft capital and obviously some money. But remember how people were telling me the Jets weren't trading Quinnen Williams?
Yes.
Yeah, and then he got traded.
You sure did.
Right, and so like that would have been one of those players. And I was talking to Mike earlier. I'm like, there were two guys. I wasn't even looking at the edge rushers. Like I already knew they weren't going to trade for Trey Hendrickson, even though we wanted him, because they didn't see him here in the near future, right? Like, so Hendrickson would have been an expensive rental for the Niners, so that made sense. And as far as that means they had to go after guys that was going to have some type of contracts, with years on them, right? And so then the Niners would have had to figure out guys like Max Crosby, those type of edge rushers with those contracts. So then I'm like, well, all right, they're not going to get those guys, but why not shore up the middle and get one of those defensive tackles? I really thought Bradley Chubb was going to be the guy. I'm curious to know what Miami was asking for Bradley Chubb, because I would have gave up a fourth for him for Bradley Chubb. I just would have.
I wonder what Miami was asking for too, because no team got him. So they were probably asking for something ridiculous.
Right. So knowing that Quentin Williams went for a future first and a second kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, me too.
Because that contract I thought was manageable for the 49ers. And the 49ers I feel like ever since Lynch and traded Buckner, the team has not been the same defensively.
Right. I agree with that. Yep. I do agree with that.
And I know it's going to be hard to replace Buckner, but you had an opportunity to get a young kid in here that could have literally been what the Niners needed. And so I guess right there, that was my biggest gripe. Like, you could have went after Quentin Williams, and I would have tried to get Minkah Fitzpatrick. I want to know what the Dolphins were asking for Minkah. If they wanted a first or something for Minkah and it was the same type of thing, I would have did it. Future first and a second round pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it shot my anger up through the roof when Dallas got Williams and I saw what it was. I was like, come on now. The 49ers, I mean, with Williams and with, all our players are going to be come back and stuff, I mean, the 49ers would have been close to the bottom anyway. So what would it have really mattered? Like, it really wouldn't have mattered. That's when I really got angry and just lost it, because I'm like, come on, what?
I get the cap, the salary cap, blah blah blah, expending the money, whatever. If you look at a guy like Quentin Williams' contract, though, his big factors wouldn't have kicked in until like when Brock's kicked in. Mm-hmm. So I just felt like that would have been a nice little move. But it's over with. Trade deadline is over. We can kiss it goodbye. We got our pieces. Power rankings after week 9. Bills 1, Eagles 2, Colts 3, Bucks 4, Rams 5, Lions 6, Broncos 7, Patriots 8, Seahawks 9, Chiefs 10. The 49ers were they're 14. They were 12, so they went down by 2. You win a game and you lose 2 spots in the power rankings. So it is what it is, right? Like now, if the Niners beat the Rams, where would you place them in these power rankings? Rams are currently 5.
They would be top 10.
Where would you place them, though? When the Niners beat the Rams, where are they going in these power rankings?
Well, I know that, but because of all of what we have going on with our team, I know that they're not going to put us ahead of the Rams.
If you beat the Rams, you go ahead of the Rams.
100%. But I'm just letting you know how they are.
Just like the Bills beat the Chiefs.
In my opinion,
and they jumped to number 1.
Be in front of the Rams. You're right. But are we ahead of the Rams in the division right now?
In the division, yes. In the standings, no. But you beat the Rams, you'll be ahead of them in the standings, and you would have swept them in the division. The Niners are number 1 in the division.
I would say if we beat the Rams Sunday, then that will change. And the 49ers, because they consider the Rams to be the cream of the crop in the NFC. And so if we beat them and especially sweep them, then we'll finally get the respect and we'll be, they'll put us ahead of the Rams. Because that'll be 2 games. So that's what I think. I thought that we were third and that the Rams were ahead of us. I thought that was one reason why that they may not have us ahead of the Rams.
In the standings, yes. You said in the division.
I'm sorry.
I said
yes.
we're number 1 in the division. We're 3-0 in the division. But as far as the standings, the Rams are 2, the Seahawks are 1.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
The Rams are 0-1 in the division.
Mm-hmm.
So, right? And so you got some division games coming up because you got the Seahawks versus the Cardinals, the Rams versus the Niners this week. So that's gonna create some separation. The Niners could really create that separation if you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Might be both of them.
Right. And then the Niners will be back at number 1.
That's right.
There's still 1 in the division, but as far as their standing,
right,
they're number 3. So
we would be right up there at the top. If
correct.
We can beat both the Rams and the Cardinals.
She asked me, the question that she asked me though, John, was in the division.
Yeah, I did. I said
and so the Niners are currently, they're 3-0 in the division. But as far as the record standings, they're number 3 in the division because of they play one less the game, right? So they had their bye week and we didn't. It all evens out at some point.
It does.
Yeah.
It always does. Yep.
Right. I guess people are not really understanding what I'm saying, but it's all good. So the Niners, if they win this, they go 4-0 in the division.
That's right.
Right? They'll sweep the Rams, and then they'll be 7-3, and the Rams will be 6-3.
Yes.
And then the Niners would be number 1. Even if the Seahawks win, the Niners would be number 1 because then the Niners, they've beaten the Seahawks, so they'll be in front of the Seahawks, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 49er Reefer, man. Thank you, my bro. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you. We truly appreciate you for tuning in for sure. All right. Just wanted to go over some power rankings because it just gets weirder and weirder. All right. 49ers versus Rams. You said that the Rams were favored by 4 points. Typically, the home team be favored by what? 2.5, 3 points. So 4 points. Supposed to be 61 degrees. We're not favored. We're the home team and we're not favored. So that's just weird. And that's cool. I get it. Niners are beat up. They're battered. They're bruised. They've been that way all season long, too, by the way. So it's nothing new under the sun for us. The Niners lead this series 79-71. There's been 3 ties. And by any means, PG, can you see this game being tied?
No.
You sure?
I don't.
You said it's going to be close.
It's going to be close, but it won't tie. You better not tie. So I'm going to say no tie.
I couldn't live with myself. I wouldn't be able to sleep if the Niners tied this game.
I couldn't either.
I wouldn't be able to sleep if the Niners tied this game. I'm not gonna lie. Peachy, let's get to some stuff on the game.
Okay.
I'll talk about some stats, but you go ahead and give me some of these key matchups, that you feel like are gonna stand out. Like who do you want to see on who, blah 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 blah, all that good stuff. And let's talk about that. And while you do that, you get your key matchups going. Hold on, let me just unscroll this so I could just put it up there so people know what we're talking about. I'll just talk about where the Niners are ranked. They're 10th in offense. And the Niners are playing, to me, really good offensive football, right? Mm-hmm. Especially in the passing game. They're finding ways to move the ball. Mac Jones moving the ball in the air. They're starting to pick up the run game. If the Niners could somehow balance their run game, man, they would just be that much more lethal. But they've been winning by passing, and they've been winning by running. So the Niners are kind of a dangerous team now that I think about it. I'm just curious to know, what are your thoughts on the San Francisco 49ers and their offense at some point? But give me a key matchup, just as I leave the rankings scrolling on the bottom.
Okay, so from the 49ers side, the key matchup that I have is Tatum Bethune against Kyron Williams.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one for me.
I know it. It is. And I can tell you now that Bethune is not going to win a whole bunch of them, but hopefully he'll win enough.
I think for me, the matchup the thing that makes that nervous is his ability to be able to cover him out of the backfield. Mm-hmm. I think as far as a running back, if he's going to run the ball, I mean, Tatum Bethune is a run. He's a run breaker. Like, he can break up runs. He can diagnose runs. He can break that down. I saw on a touchdown play last week where Bethune and D. Winters were just confused, and I'm just what? Like, and that's where Kyron Williams can, keep them out of that red zone area because that's where Kyron Williams is going to get thrown off. Now, if he has to seek them out in the run game, I think he wins those battles. I don't think Kyron Williams is that big enough to withstand those hits. You might see a little bit more of Blake Corum in this game. You know what I'm saying? But I really do love that matchup. I think that's a matchup for the ages. For me, it's going to be good old Jared Verse versus Trent Williams. Like, I didn't think Jared Verse was a factor in game 1. I don't think he's going to be a factor in game 2. Call me a homer. I just think Trent Williams is going to get the best of Mr. Verse.
You never even heard Jared Verse's name mentioned in this game in week 5. So I'm down with that. So on the opposite side, though, what about Byron Young against Christian McCaffrey?
I mean, I don't think Byron Young gonna get to Christian McCaffrey much, but I mean, CMC they're gonna make, and I like that because they're gonna make these guys cover CMC out of the backfield. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see a trick play or a Jawan Jennings pass to Mac Jones or something. Like, something's going to be different. Like, now, I will say that the Rams' defensive front is dangerous, so I'm not going to lie. Byron Young, hold on to that name because he's my most feared player, and I'll explain why. But he's my most dangerous player. He always will be. He just has a fired-up Energon cube that is ridiculous. But I think the matchup would be Byron Young versus Colton McKivitz, and I think that is where you are going to be like, all right, Colton, what you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because that's the matchup. Now, Young is winning that matchup. I just don't think Colton McKivitz can handle the speed and power of Byron Young. I just don't think so. And for Colton to go up against, like, this will be the 3rd week in a row where he has to face, he went from, what's the kid from Texas, the Texans, Will.
You're talking about Will Anderson?
Will Anderson. So he went from that to frickin' Brian Burns. Now he's got to go up against Byron Young. I mean, Byron Young is the 16th ranked edge rusher in the league, right? This guy's a problem. Him and Verse like have tons of sacks, but I just feel like that's to me gonna be the struggle on that side. Yeah. I think it's more that side. I think Christian McCaffrey, if he can get one of those guys to cover him, yes, please, yes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting to see. But I tell you what, if I'm Kyle Shanahan, George. Don't start Georgia fantasy football this week.
Exactly.
Because I need him to chip on that side. Now you could.
He's gonna be blocking a lot in this game. Yeah, he's gonna have to.
And he can chip and release. You know what I'm saying? Even look, 50 Casual says, he won't give McKivitz chip. No, he just leaves him on an island. I think this is a week where he gets McKivitz. I don't remember Verse destroying Trent. Oh, yeah. He did. Yeah. I thought I read that wrong. Yeah. I'm not worried about Jared Verse because he's going to be on Trent Williams. And that was a beat up Trent Williams. Trent Williams, I feel like, is getting a little bit more healthier. I just watched Trent Williams toss a guy last week.
So funny.
Was it Abdul Carter? Welcome to the NFL.
Right.
We got a super chat from Nigel Crane, 49ers, KB, 10 for 42, 10 for 142 yards last game. Same type of game. Nope, won't be the same type of game.
No, it definitely won't. I like it, though.
I like it, but it won't be the same type of game because you have Jawan Jennings back. Jawan Jennings is playing. Jawan Jennings didn't play in the last game, I don't think.
Didn't the Rams shore up their secondary, too? Didn't they do something like a couple of weeks ago? Didn't they get somebody new? like
they got Lake, Cameron Curl. Like, I don't know. I think you take advantage of their linebackers as always. They can't cover. You know? Nah, I don't think so.
I thought they had got somebody, but it might be another team.
And Durant? Yeah, like I'm not worried about it. You know, but Nigel, I would like this, but this might be the Juwan Jennings game where he gets 10 for 178 yards and 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, so either way, there's going to be a Niner that's going to exploit this defense. The question is, who will it be?
Right.
I think he had his game. I really do highly 49er think this is going to be a JJK, bro. I really, truly do. And as much as I want it to be a George Kittle game, I would rather have George Kittle be that blocking guy.
Yes, me too. Me too.
That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Yep. Miss Cynthia says, I bench Niners D in fantasy. Yeah, I would have dropped him. I would have dropped him. I would have picked up a different defense. So I don't hold on to defenses anymore. That's like a waste of my time.
I literally stream. Like learned that from Breezie and started streaming defenses, and I have more success with the defenses by doing that week to week.
And here's why. Because at the beginning of the year, you're drafting these top-rated defenses, and they look like shit for the first 7 weeks.
Exactly.
I said, no. I will play stream. I will match up all season long.
Yep.
Once you get into streaming, you'll never go back. I stream kickers. Well, there's a few kickers I won't stream, but when you get them on a bye, I don't know if they're worth saving a spot, taking up a roster spot for. So you might have to get rid of them.
Yep.
Like, you know, so. Most dangerous player. That's what I want to get from you, Peachy. I'll go first. Byron Young, most dangerous player for me in this game. I mean, you talk about a guy that is just, this dude is phenomenal, yo. He's great against the run. He's a pass rusher. And like I said, you asked me, you said Christian McCaffrey. If you could get this guy to have to cover Christian McCaffrey, that's perfect. We've seen these guys cover. But I think what sells me on him is his speed. I mean, the kid has 4.43 speed. And like that's what makes him so dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like that 4.43 speed. You've seen him tip passes at the line of scrimmage. Remember last year he had the pick 6. This guy's a problem. And I don't know why people don't remember or pay him any attention. He has 10 sacks on the year. So he's second in sacks. You know who was first in sacks? Brian Burns was first in sacks. Yep. He was actually first until he got the sack last week. And so now he has 11 and this kid has 10. So that's what this kid does. He has a forced fumble on the year. And he's just a problem. He's just a problem. 10 sacks on the season. Got to find a way to negate that, because if you leave Trent on the island, Colton not handling this guy on the island. So he's my most dangerous player. Peachy, you got a guy that might be different?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the offense, and I'm gonna say. Yeah, I'm still going to say Kyron Williams, because if you catch him slipping and you start missing tackles, then that dude is just gone.
Interesting. You chose offensively. You went Kyron Williams. And I got you. I respect it. Over Puka?
Because Puka, we don't know, like, as far as his ribs and stuff, we don't know how he's going to be. Now, I know he's going to be out there and everything, but I think that he might really be, you know, kind of like banged up, so he may not be as agile as he normally is.
You're right. You could be right. I agree with that.
That's the only reason why.
I'm picking Puka Nacua. I don't care if Puka had one nut, one leg, one eye, one arm. It's just Puka. Like, you know, like that cat is the guy you got to take out. Like, you're hoping he don't play. Then you could play some. You know why? It's his size, right?
Yes.
He's just a big ass target, cross the middle, great hands. You know, that's why I said, man, if he's got to go and catch that ball, then freaking make sure you take an extra shot to the ribs. Filthy Casual says Stafford's most dangerous. I get it. He's the mental guy. Like, he's the quarterback. He runs the offense. He's
playing really well right
he's
now.
He's playing really
exceptionally well right now. Like MVP well right now.
Yeah, 1,000%. And I can respect that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, Stafford keep him in the pocket. Force Stafford to throw that ball down the football field. He has no Tutu Atwell. And it looks like Jordan Whittington is dealing with an injury, right? Yep. We just talked about that. Mm-hmm. So I kind of trust what we're going to be able to do with our guys. It's Devontae Adams. He's still a problem. And that right there, they got some players now that I think about it. They got the number one offense too, by the way. Like, I just want to put that out there. Like, They got the number one passing offense. They got the number one, the number 7 total offense. They got the number 1 passing offense in the league. Yep. They a problem.
And our pass rush is
so advanced. Did you see that the 49ers have 28 quarterback hits in totality? Same amount of quarterback hits as Zach Allen. There's one player in the league that has more quarterback hits than our whole team. Is that what you're saying to me?
Yeah. It's ooh.
Now, I think the Rams worked out a kicker on today. So, is Cardi hurt or something?
No, Cardi's just trash.
Oh, I got to drop his ass. I picked his ass up. Oh, he gone.
Yeah, Cardi's just bad.
Oh.
So, as far as I know, that's the only problem with Cardi, is that he's just bad. I haven't heard nothing about him being injured.
Can I take a quick pause? Because I just looked at my television.
Sure.
And the Houston Rockets are on. And I saw Jeff Green. Now, he got to be 60 years old, right?
I know.
No, I'm not even being funny, right?
He's about like LeBron and those guys.
Jeff Green still play basketball? Wow. All right, my bad. They worked out a kicker on today.
Rodrigo Blankenship.
That's what they worked. I thought they worked out a different kicker, but that's fine.
Well, it says that they worked out 2 kickers. Rodrigo Blankenship and Harrison Mevis.
That guy. That's the one. That's the name that sounded, because I couldn't remember the name.
I'm sorry. I'm just reading this. Mevis won the job over Blankenship. Now he will win the job over Cardi. That's what is coming out of the Rams thing. That's not from the Rams page.
I'm going to drop this guy.
That's from the Rams beat writers saying that he's better. Cardi just sucks. There's nothing wrong with him.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. Well, we need him to play if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? If he sucks, we need him out there.
Yeah, because we remember what Cardi did against us. And why they were so frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
He was back.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why that we won the game.
Cardi
because their kicker sucked.
Is worse than Jake Moody.
Exactly.
Look, even Jim came in. And when you're a Rams fan, you come in here and say that your kicker sucks. That's when I know your kicker sucks. Right. I didn't know. I don't follow him. I just needed a kicker in fantasy because mine's on bye. So I don't know what possessed me to pick him up. But he's getting his ass getting dropped tonight. Wow. All right. So you went with Kyron Williams. Look, Kyron Williams is a dual threat, so I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I totally get it. He's a problem. He's really a problem out of that backfield. And don't forget, he runs hard, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and he's so tiny. It's, like, weird. Like, he gets lost in the sauce. Elusive. And he plays big, though.
Yes.
He don't quit on plays.
He does.
He don't quit. And he always is the one that scores touchdowns against the Niners. You ever notice that?
Yep.
It's him and Tutu Atwell. Like, they always score. Like, Puka Nacua doesn't score much on the Niners. He just gets a lot of yards.
Right. Yep. He just moves the ball down the field. He just gets the ball down the field. But as far as scoring on the Niners, no, it's not him. That is
okay.
So, you know.
Now, what we should have did was keep tally of the breakout players, and it just hit me. And we haven't. But I know last week I said my breakout player was Christian McCaffrey, and he broke out. So, who is going to be your breakout player this week, offensively and defensively, against the Rams?
Okay, Brian Robinson Jr.
Okay, so you're going Brian Robinson Jr.
I think that more of the focus will be on McCaffrey.
Okay.
I think Brian Robinson's going to get off in this game. I think this is going to be a really good game for him.
Okay, I like it. And then defensively, who's going to be that breakout guy?
You know what? Welcome back, Bryce Huff.
I like it. So
I think
Bryce
he's
Huff,
going to have I think he's going to get at least a sack on Matt Stafford, if not 2 sacks on Matt Stafford.
Ooh, that 4th round pick gonna be good. He about to get rid of a 5th. He about to be a 4th round pick. All right, I like that. Offensively, I'm gonna go with Juwan Jennings, and defensively, I'm gonna go with Deommodore Lenoir. I think Deommodore Lenoir gonna play big. Yeah, man. Get ready.
Agreed.
Get ready. I'm talking interception. I'm talking like smack talk, junk, trash talk, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
From the penalties in week 5, he won't have those. I think he will have a breakout game. I think that this will be a really, really special game for him. So I agree with that 100%.
Peachy, it is time. Are you ready? It is time for the score prediction. Peachy's going to give her score prediction. Breezy's going to give his score prediction. Let's take this on the air. Peachy, what's your score prediction? And feel free to drop your score predictions in the chat. We'll get to the first 10 that list their score predictions. So throw them in there as Peachy gets her score prediction.
So my score prediction is 30-27.
Man, that's just too close.
I knew you weren't going to like it, but I really do feel like that this game is going to come down to about 3 points again. I think it's just going to be close.
That's too close for me. That's too close for me. All right, 30-27 3-point game. You know what's funny? The Niners averaged 22 points against the Rams.
Yeah, I know. I thought about that too.
Some good score predictions in here too, by the way.
There is.
Jim Everett says 41-22.
Ooh.
Jesus, we're not giving up 41 points, dog.
We're not doing that.
You lost your mind, dog. 24-17, 31-24, 28-25. A lot of 3-point games. All right, here's where I'm going to go.
Okay.
The score is going to be 20. I don't think we get into the 30s. I want to say we're going to get into the 30s. You know what? I predicted 30 last game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to predict 30 this game. You ready? Okay. Score is going to be 31-27. 31-27.
All right.
31-27.
I like it.
31-27. Not in favor. I was close. 31-27. You know, it's going to be tough. And, you know, I see these score predictions as they're coming in. It's going to be really tough. By no means is this game going to be easy unless inevitable things start to happen, like the Rams turn over the ball. You know, and for the Niners, they got to find a way to protect the ball, right? They got to protect the ball.
100%.
They're at home. They got to make sure that they do that at all costs, you know. But I think it's going to be a great game. Nonetheless, 4:25 p.m. start, ladies and gents. Don't forget to join me for the watch party on the Patreon this week. You go to patreon.com/the Wayne Breezie, and I'll be doing the watch party if you need place to watch the game, you know what I'm saying, and talk trash and eat and have some fun. So come join me on over there if you want to have fun, shoot shits and giggles, you know what I'm saying. Peachy, any final thoughts before we dip up out of here?
Just want to thank everyone for tuning in to Nitty Gritty Niners Talk. You guys are the best. You guys are the reason why we're able to do what we do. Looking for an actual win, but do yourself a favor. If you want to have the most fun ever on the planet, join Breezy on Sundays, his game thing on the Patreon. Just go out there, and like he says, it's easy. It's just like everything else, the Wayne Breezie, and it'll pull right up for you, and just have some fun because the chat's live. Breezy's live, especially when the Niners mess up. It's the best entertainment ever, and it's not censored because it's not being regulated. So he just becomes that wild Breezie that people see when they go to the games and with Breezie, and then they sit there too. So you kind of get that effect with him live on there. So do that. But we do appreciate every single one of you for tuning in to our show and everything like that. All of you have been rocking with us forever and a year, and the new people that came in, come back, subscribe, and also sign up, hit the join button and sign up to become a member of the Breezie's Bunch.
Right now, I got the special going on, like for the film studies and stuff like that. So if you sign up for that $5 tier for the month of November, you get the game, the watch parties, and the film. So just only for the month of November, I'm running that $5 special. So if you join the $5 tier, you will be able to get the film review. So you can get to watch the quarterback throws and how I'm looking at film and breaking down film. So if you want to see how that is, get a preview of that, come on over to the Patreon. All right, it's real fun over there. All right, guys.
Let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
He just brought up something interesting that we haven't discussed very much. How much of an effect do you think that's going to have not having Williams out there?
Not much, honestly. I mean, Williams was progressing to be an edge setter. You got to remember when they drafted him to develop him as an edge guy, opposed to being an edge guy. And so if you look what the Niners did, they went and traded for a guy that's just like him. And it's how ironic is that the guy that you traded for, now the guy's injured. So, like, it's so weird, right? So, Michael was, and then you got Keon White. So, Keon White will be able to do the same thing. He was drafted as an edge, but you wanted to use him inside. Where he was most effective, Michael Williams, was inside Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa goes down, Michael forces to be outside. You saw several times where he gave up the edge, and this would be a tough game for him to give up the edge to a guy like Kyron Williams. So the Niners definitely got to be able to set the edge out there. He's going to be missed, but I don't think he would have been a huge X factor for the Niners. He was still progressing, and he still needed time and things like that. So next season, he'll come back out like Superman and learn some things.
He's ready too. He's so ready to
for sure
come back. Guys, make sure that you tune in to the Wayne Breezie channel all week, because as you know, there will be all kinds of things available for you to watch. Stay tuned for Breezie's Keys to Victory that will be coming out later in the week. Also, stay tuned for the Madden Challenge, of course, because he'll be doing that tomorrow as well for that. But there's always something fun that's happening on the Wayne Breezie channel, so you're never bored, because every time you click on there, there'll be something new that you have not seen. So
you ain't never lied. Guys, appreciate you. Keep it nitty gritty. We out this joint, P. Hey.
Breezie, Mo's nose, PG, fear the dawn. It's about that time, everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's nose, Peachy, Breezy, and fear the God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you nine and tall. We two gorillas, silverback, silver.
You know it's busting good discussion, cause we get it in. Every time, we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win. The faithful going hard. It's Wayne, Breezie, Peachy, Mo's nose, and fear the God. Let's get it.
Nitty gritty, it's the Niners talk. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the Niners talk. We outline players up in chalk. Nitty gritty, it's the Niners talk. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the Niners talk. Nitty gritty, it's the Niners talk.